man, I love how that theme starts. What's up, Matt? As usual, first on the scene here. What's up, everyone? Let's continue the Quadzerker challenge, and I promise well, I can't really promise, but based on what we have seen last time, this is going to be very, very painful today. So without further ado, hang on. You have everything that I need. "44 Phoenix Down should be okay. What is important is 99 high potions. Only have 3 elixirs. So our biggest challenge in terms of survivability is whether 99 high potions is going to be enough. Potions, but I'm just carrying 99 for the sake of formality. I doubt it would make any difference. Potions hardly heal any amount at all. In this instance, I really kind of wish that potions like FF5 would heal for standard amounts, but it's pretty random here. And look at Richard, fantastic, already dead. Not a big deal, not a big deal. I did anticipate running into an encounter before entering the dungeon. But on the world map, in order to save up on resources, we need to make sure we use only cottages. I don't think I'm going to run out of Phoenix Downs anytime soon, even though I only have 44 of them. One thing I absolutely need to make sure is in the upcoming dungeon lies our next axe upgrade. So I think it would be worth it to just grind out for the axe upgrade first, and then exit out, and then make a concerted effort for progress. Because I think it's a pretty rare drop. We'll find out. Honestly, I've never bothered with that axe drop. So the axe that we have right now, the Ogre Killer, is pretty much the best axe money can buy. Which is quite sad, because we are still a relatively long way away from endgame, considering how each dungeon just ramps up on its difficulty. Holy shit. Like, I think in this challenge run, it will be a very, very clear. Oh my god. We got a haste and aura tome. So I was going to speak about this later on. But yeah, I think I'll speak about this later on. But drops are going to be our primary source of income when I'm going to have to buy a bunch of elixirs. All the drops indeed. But I was surprised because those were some of the better drops. Okay, by the way, don't you dare say that. We'll see how hard the game actually can be today. I really shouldn't make that promise. Because every time I've said that, the game has proceeded to prove me wrong. I remember at least last stream I didn't really say anything about that. About how I didn't expect to survive this long in the first place, with all restrictions intact. Like, as I said before, equipping shields is going to be a last ditch effort only. And I'm planning to actually make it a demonstration of how radically different the game experience is once we allow ourselves to equip shields. But that'll come later on. First priority is to finish the game under these set of rules. Alright, let's proceed. I remember that we do get a free Venom Axe as a treasure. So that's pretty much guaranteed. this encounter is suddenly pretty trivial, because not only do we have a shit amount of HP, but we also have very good defense, at least when compared to the attack of these guys, Captains and Gigas. Remember when the Gigas was a curse? That is also pretty valuable. I believe Curse Storm sells for 4,000 bucks. That's a ripper. I do believe there's a Venom Axe here somewhere. Okay, these guys are the ones we are. Oh crap, did I forget to heal up Richard? Yeah, I'm not going to bother healing up Richard. I'll just revive him after battle. And that was my strategy to save up on resources, because we identified last time that Richard was going to be a huge drain on resources. And look at the amount of damage that damn wood golem is doing, and look at the amount of damage we are doing in return. This is not even a comparison. 87 double-digit damage. Oh god, so right off the bat, despite the amount of defense that I have, look at the damage he's doing. Plus, on top of that, he's putting people to sleep. So that sleep is potentially, no, not potentially, really it's a much bigger problem than the amount of damage he's doing. Because effectively, yeah, Ferid's dead. Putz is dead rather. So this guy is a problem. Wow, I actually thought I would wipe here. This guy is a problem. Could have given me a goddamn Venom Axe. Say a hard game, by the way, now. I'm gonna get the fuck out. Heal up and think about how we're gonna deal with that guy. So here are the facts. That guy was doing about 500 damage per hit, not per hit. Or whoever he hit, he was doing about 500 damage. And remember that we can't really do anything about how much defense we have, because we have the best defensive gear money can buy, right? Twist headband, ice armor, ice gloves, giant's helm, black guard, giant's gloves. Can we get something better than giant's helm? I don't think so. I think the giant's helm is incredibly important because that contributes towards accuracy for the axes, which we have seen have pathetic accuracy. So without particularly grinding for strength, my DPS would suffer massively. But I think despite everything, I mean, with everything said and done, the Giant's Helm and the Giant's Gloves are still the best equipment money can buy. And all the other equipment that we got, Flame Helm, Flame Armor, was treasure. So it's not as if we can buy more of them. What about Richard? Nobody cares about Richard. So right now we don't really have a strategy to combat that guy. He's got a lot of defense, he's got a lot of offense, and what can we do? Well, obviously the game expects you to use magic against enemies like that. He has a very clear weakness to fire. But in the absence of super effective damage against him, what strategies can we use? So the default strategy always, especially for Quadzerkers, is more HP. Oh god, these guys were a problem as well last time. Speaking of last, I mean, these guys do 0 damage, seriously? And 2 hits, I don't know what happened. But last time, if you remember, whenever we ran into coffee trees, they were petrifying our entire party. So right now, doesn't seem to be the case. The amount of damage they did was never a problem. 4 hits, okay. Cockatrices can generally get up to 5 hits. He has full HP, right? Doesn't matter. So the cockatrices were a problem last time. And it was, oh shit, these guys were a problem as well. But speaking of, let me first complete my discussion about the cockatrices. The problem we were facing is that obviously they were getting, they were consistently able to petrify us. What? How are 3 of you guys sleeping? This is not going well. That green bitch is doing over 1,000 damage. Oh wow. Oh wow, I am so dead. I thought we had this encounter taken care of, but the addition of that one single vampire lady has changed the complexion of this match. Oh man, let's add her to the list of people with incredibly high defense. I don't remember her having this much defense. You're kidding me? Can't handle the ladies. Well, I could handle the young ones, but when they come with their mom or whatever analogy you want to use, oh god, that is a different. That is a totally different scenario. Oh wow. Okay. So already we have encountered three different type of encounters which we are not able to handle. To be honest, I don't think we can include the cockatrice encounter anymore because for some reason my characters are not getting petrified. Now normally we are supposed to analyze that. I didn't expect that I would actually be able to survive a full-on cockatrice encounter. Like 5 cockatrices is pretty much the worst you can get. Actually it's 6, but still, if we think about probabilities, a 5 cockatrice encounter is pretty much right up there with the worst encounters you can get as far as the cockatrice is concerned. Okay. So I didn't really expect to survive that, but fact of the matter is, the way the mechanics work, it depends on magic defense. So if we paid attention to how many hits the cockatrice were getting, both in Celia Cave, well, enemies have fixed that, so they don't really change, but let's just do a side-by-side comparison between what happened at Celia Cave, where I was having a lot of problem with cockatrice, and why I was able to easily deal with them here, because that might give us an answer, some insight into how I could deal with the other encounters. Not really, but let's just proceed down that rabbit hole. Hello EB, how you doing, man? So it all boils down to magic defense. Myself, I'm doing well, just a bit exhausted after a long day of work, but looking forward to the Quadzerker challenge here. It has finally become as big of a challenge as I expected from the beginning, which is good. So it gives us a lot of things to think about and a lot of insights into how the game works. You'll be making it very shortly by the looks of it. You couldn't be more wrong. If you're seeing how much I'm struggling with each and every freaking encounter in this dungeon, and Gilgi only makes an appearance at the end of the next dungeon. So well, I'm not going to promise anything. Let's just put it that way. Alright, so there we got a Venom Axe. How big of an upgrade is it? Where the hell is it? Okay, not the Venom Axe. Called the Poison Axe. Poison Axe 80 to 98. That's not much of an... I guess that's an okay-ish upgrade. I was expecting attack to go over 100, to be honest. So that is underwhelming, but I guess my expectations were too high. So that's one Poison Axe, and pretty much the only Poison Axe that we get from a treasure chest. Let's take a look at his accuracy. Accuracy of 99, but what about if he didn't have the strength boosting equipment? Okay, wait. Okay, accuracy of 90. His strength is 35. If his strength is 35 and he's got an accuracy of 90, that means the Poison Axe has an accuracy, a base accuracy of about 55%. Right? Yeah. 90 minus 35 is 55. Okay. So I was giving it too much credit. 90 accuracy is good, but that's more because Butts has good strength at this stage. Normally, we saw how the Ogre Axe, even something as good as the Ogre Axe, only has an accuracy of 50%, a base accuracy of 50%, which kind of shocked me, not gonna lie. We need to backtrack here. Technically, I don't need to backtrack. Oh yeah, I was talking about the cockatrice, wasn't I? So it turns out that we're not really facing a problem here with the cockatrice. At least nobody except Richard is facing a problem. What we need to pay attention to is how many hits they're getting and whether my characters are being petrified. So like I said, it boils down to magic defense. Let's take a quick peek at our magic defense. Magic defense of Butts. I think everyone has the same magic defense, around about the same, except Richard, of course. Around 7-60. So based on mathematics, probability mathematics, that will give them a magic evade of about 3 hits, between 3 and 4 hits. Oh shit, I'm so dead. We'll get to this encounter later. Right now we don't really have an answer for this encounter. Nor do we have an answer for the wood golem encounter. But speaking of the cockatrice, why exactly have they lost their potency? So the way status effects based on physical attacks works is essentially considered as a magic spell, a non-elemental magic spell. Not really, but I think simplistically putting, we can consider status effects from physical attacks, both whether it's from the party or from enemies, as a non-elemental magic spell. Now the question you would ask is, what is the level of that spell? Well, that's pretty nifty. The level of that spell is the number of hits they get. So immediately one can see that evasion is far superior to just tanking the physical hit, because evasion also makes sure that essentially the magic spell that they are using, the level of the magic spell they are using is nullified or reduced. And that spell is then checked against magic. How the hell did I manage to win this fight? I need to get out of here again. So yeah, this shit is not easy, bro. I'll consider it lucky if I can make it through this dungeon today. Let me finish up there. It really sucks that I have to use a Phoenix Town before using a cottage, but that's the way it is. So right now what we saw is Cockatrice gets about 1, 2, 3, or 4 hits. According to their stats, they can get a maximum of 5 hits. And if they land 5 hits on my characters, probably they will be petrified. But for the most part, if we play probabilities, we are pretty much safe from cockatrices. Simply because they don't get that many hits. Now let's come to the other problematic encounter, and I'm still avoiding the women, okay? Let's talk about the wood golem. Contrary to what we've seen so far here, the wood golem is a relatively common encounter, which means that I can't really justify saves coming past that encounter. But the problem still remains that I will die. So he uses the same tactics as the cockatrice, at least insofar as his sleep touch is concerned. So what we need to pay attention to is how many hits does he get, and the number of hits he gets on my characters is what will determine the potency of his status on hit, and that will determine how much magic defense we need to evade that sleep status. Mind you, I still have no way of reducing that damage, the damage I take from his attack, which is quite a lot. Oh, there we go, poison axe. Yes. So I got a second poison axe. That is cool. I'm gonna grind 2 more, definitely, because poison axes are, I guess they are pretty much the top tier axes that I can use in bulk quantities at least. Because there is a higher tier axe, but I only get one of them. I don't think anybody drops the rune axe either, which is a shame. So I'm going to save this progress that I got poison axe. And this is going to be a pattern today. Get used to it. Because we are finally at that stage in the game where shit just got real. In fact, shit got real in Mysidia Cave as well. I barely managed to make it through Mysidia Cave and Mysidia Tower for that matter. Mysidia Tower, remember, I had to Savescum a lot. Like a lot. To get past the imp encounter, the vampire girl encounters. And that was just the beginning of the story. Here, I'm barely able to make it to 2 floors. And now I don't even have a justification that some of those encounters are just pure trolls, like the 6 imp encounter back in Mysidia Tower, who just confused me and have all of my party members kill themselves. There's absolutely no justification I can use here for saves coming past all the encounters. Literally, half the encounters in this place are going to kill me. So we need to think of a way what we can do, including grinding. I'm just wondering whether I can avoid grinding. But we may have reached that stage where, nope, cannot justify it. Cannot justify avoiding grinding anymore. It's quite funny that I've managed to reach these HP values without grinding. I guess that's like the perfect demonstration of what happens when you don't evade hits. And all of this HP is still not enough. In fact, it's actively detrimental against that vampire girl fight, about which I still haven't talked about. We'll get there. At least it's good to see that Butts and Lena can one-shot these lower level encounters here. I mean, there's definitely some progress, one must admit. Like, did we think back at the beginning of let's take a look at this. 2 hits, 0 damage, okay? Damage was never a problem. 3 hits. Richard does not have sufficient magic defense, so the stone effect procs on him, unfortunately. But if you notice, 3 hits is not enough for 4 hits. Even 4 hits is not enough to petrify Butts, Lena, or Zazad. So that is encouraging, but 4 hits is the least of our worries here. How come I'm not encountering a wood golem? I'm quite surprised. I literally just mentioned that it's a relatively common encounter. Diamond. Oh, okay. We got some better, more defensive equipment. Should it go to? Defense 61, 68, 61. I think I'll give it to Lena because she has the most HP. But she's gonna lose out on these benefits. Oh man. That is plus 10 defense. Do you think that's gonna save us? We'll find out. So our accuracy drops to 91%. That is sad. I might need to grind for strength. I might need to grind until everybody gets 50 strength. Because the axes have horrible accuracy. That is something I did not anticipate. Even end game axes, if they only have a accuracy of 50%, that is just sad. Okay, Royal Guard Encounters is the one that drops Poison Axe, and getting 4 of them is basically, even though the Poison Axe is a rare drop, this is like the best chance for us to get another Poison. And you can't one-shot these guys? Of course you can't. These guys have like 900 HP. We still can't one-shot them. It's worth noting that the only benefit, well, technically what is supposed to be a benefit of Berserkers is just pure DPS, and even we are lacking even on that front. Although that is entirely my fault because I have not spent any time grinding. Imagine a Quadzerker run with no grinding? Are you kidding me? That's like the antithesis. And I don't have an supposed to grind your ass out for a Quadzerker challenger, whether it be FF5 or wherever Berserkers are there. Except Golden Sun. And this is the grindstone. I was wondering where that was going to come from. When that was going to appear, a reference to the grindstone. Speaking of the grindstone, god damn it, I had absolutely no clue that you were supposed to use the grindstone on that piece of ice in Marsh. Like, how the hell are you supposed to figure that out again? They don't even give you a demonstration of that. Wow. I expected better from Golden Sun. More hand-holding. Oh boy. Lena is down to 81% accuracy. This is really not good. Because accuracy plays a very, very big part in determining how much damage we're doing. Determining the number of hits we get, obviously. And the number of hits directly determines the multiplier. So look at that. Butts is getting 8 hits. Zazat is getting 7 hits, whereas let's check out how many hits Lena is getting. 5 hits only. So there is such a loss of damage because of a loss of multiplier, because of a loss of accuracy. Or it's a vicious chain. That's the sad part. But the problem is we do need the defense. Well, I say we do need the defense. Thing is, defense really isn't going to make that much of a difference. I'm just trying to convince myself that, hey, now that Lena has 82 defense, it's going to be better for survivability. No, it's not. No, it's not. Especially not against the girls. So right off the bat, we have identified a couple things we need to work on. First is probably the most important of anything is strength to compensate for the accuracy or the lack thereof of these stupid axes. I'm just wondering, how the hell am I going to grind strength? In a nutshell, if somehow I'm able to drag on any battle to 16 turns, let that sink in. 16 is a long time. You would expect a boss fight to go 16 turns. Actually no, a boss fight would probably be a lot longer. Not in FF2 though. But yeah, you normally expect only a boss fight to go as long as 16 turns. But we need to extend every battle to 16 turns in order to get a guaranteed strength level up. And that is only for the remake. Imagine if this was the original NES version or the PlayStation remake or the Wonder Swan, but nobody talks about the Wonder Swan. 16 to the power 16 An hour and 40 minutes. That was just incredible, man. I'm surprised you stuck with it so long, but I'm glad you did. It gives me a chance to catch up and also gives you a satisfaction of actually having beaten that fight. What the fuck? That was epic, dude. That was epic. Haven't encountered another wood column yet. So should we just classify him as a troll encounter? I have been discussing the wood column after the cockatrice and he hasn't shown up since. Oh, there's nothing in this room. I mean, regardless, what I'm doing is savescumming through everything. Because if I wasn't savescumming, obviously I would need to restart the dungeon every time I wiped. Quite sure I'm gonna get wrecked here. Diamond armor and monster in a box. So, well, it's a monster in a box in this dungeon, but remember these guys because they're going to make a regular appearance in the next dungeon as well. Let's find out how much damage they do. 10 hits, 1600. Okay, that was Richard. 1300 damage. And we're only doing about 400. 100. 100, fantastic. And we can't rely on poison to kill them because as we can see, poison did an amazing 2 damage per turn. 2 damage, there we go, holy shit. Like, can we wait for poison to kill him? Dude has 1800 HP. Oh god. So these guys are doing over 1000 damage. And it's not even HP drain, these guys are just that strong. I can't believe I managed to actually kill one of them. Can I actually win this? That would be holy! I can't believe this, man! Looks like I had enough. I had enough HP to tank these guys. That is very surprising, and I got some prize, and I got a prize as well, extra diamond gear. But yeah, it just took its toll. They took their pound of flesh. So once again, let's get the hell out of here, recover, and make another pass at it. I can't believe I actually managed to win that fight. So at least that's one thing out of the way. That's one encounter out of the way. Haven't seen the wood golem after that first encounter, which is a surprise. So then let's talk about the other dangerous encounter, which is the vampire lady and all her girls. That's more like what do you call them? Is pimp a proper word to use, or is it mistress? With all her girls in tow. That's what it always looked like to me. Pimp is male only, yeah. What do you call when a woman manages the, group of whatever is a politically correct term for hookers? That encounter always looked, to me it always looked like that. Oh look, it's all the vampire girls with their mistress. She's like, you're not paying enough. My girls are worth more than that. Alright. But yeah, that encounter, what are we supposed to do? They have HP drain, and that is by far the worst they can do. I mean, I'm not able to survive, and as we have discussed, HP drain is based on your max HP. I was just thinking about HP drain today. Oh shit, I forgot to equip that armor. Crap. So diamond armor 82 to 85. Look at how good the black garb is. It's comparable to the diamond armor. It's only got 3 less defense than the diamond armor. My god. Black garb is so amazing, man. So I'll give the diamond armor to Zezat for now. Also the diamond gloves. So now our defense is in the 80s. They were still doing like 500, 600 damage. So in order to survive against hard-hitting enemies, for which the definition just keeps on changing. Like captains used to be pretty difficult previously. How many poison axes do I have? But yeah, captains, lamias, cockatrees, no longer an issue. We have enough defense to tank them. But the vampire girls still remain a problem, if not more of a problem, because we have more HP now. So this is one way in which the game just keeps escalating. Yeah, Gigas as well. We no longer care about physical attacks from these guys. We have more than enough defense and more than enough HP to survive against them for days. But when it comes to things like the wood golem, again, I'm waiting for a wood golem encounter. Damn it, where are you? Okay, let's forget the wood golem. Who was the other guy who had a lot of defense? Royal Guard, I suppose. But the Royal Guards have pathetic attack. Look at that. 6 hits for less than 100 damage. This is how it should be. And whenever the damage goes to 3 digits, it's only because they got a crit. $18 damage on Lena. So that's how much defense we have. And that's what all of that defense is supposed to signify, actually. Like, if you want to use diamond armor, this is the result you're going to get. However, there is still the problem of the vampire ladies who completely ignore defense. I think that is the single biggest reason that HP drain is like so annoying, so difficult to deal with. It's because it completely ignores not evasion, defense. And we literally do not have an answer to HP drain attacks. Especially the vampire lady, who gets how much? 5 hits? And in 5 hits she drains more than 1000 HP. What's even worse is that she's draining HP. So whatever damage we do, she just recovers in the next round. That's the worst part of it. Got another hailstorm, nice. I'm gonna sell all those haste and aura tomes for a pretty penny. More royal guards. Actually, I'm getting pretty lucky. Might be able to make it to the end of the dungeon. The only answer I can come up with against the vampire encounter is to have enough DPS to one-shot them. Because if I don't one-shot them, they just recover all of that HP back with HP drain. Vampire ladies are still fine. I think they're already in one shot. Why am I coming here? Shit! Wasted time, wasted time. But at least it's heartening to see that these other encounters are pretty benign. We just don't have an answer to HP drain encounters. And for the time being, I'm content to Savescum past them because it doesn't appear that they are all that common. I was mistaken. I fully expected to be wrecked by cockatrice, wood golem, and that other guy. Vampire ladies, yeah. But they look like they're a relatively uncommon encounter. But it must be noted that it's not fair. It's really not valid that I'm just waltzing past them. In fact, yeah, I'm just basically avoiding them, not even trying to deal with them. I would say the answer is to grind, and that's what I'm really avoiding. I would need to grind strength, I would need to grind weapon levels. Strength and weapon levels should be enough, I believe. Because that's the only answer I can think of. And I think that is the only answer. If we can somehow manage to survive the first turn, of course, when I say the only answer, that is keeping in mind all of these restrictions that are in place. Technically speaking, in order to compensate for lack of defense, so consider that general encounter where they were doing 10 hits for over 1000 damage. If I didn't have the restriction that I can't use magic, because berserkers can't use magic after all, I would be able to use the protect spell in order to reduce damage, and the protect spell is incredibly powerful in this game. It's not a status, it's not like a buff. I mean, it is a buff, but it's not like a timed status effect like it is in FF5. It's something that stays with you throughout until you die. Plus, the most important thing and the thing that makes it so OP is that it can stack. So that would have been the strategy. And maybe the game is trying to promote usage of the protect spell. Because at no point, I can't really say no point, but at the beginning of the game, you can always rely on mithril equipment to have enough defense to be able to tank pretty much any enemy except for maybe the Adamantoid. The Adamantoid hits really hard. But this challenge run was a very clear demonstration of that fact that defense tanking will get you a long way. At least in these remakes. I'm just thinking, what would happen if I was playing the NES version? What point in time would I just need to say that, okay, there is no way I can make it past? Probably the geekiest dungeon, that is Dist. No, not Dist. I would say the rare Adamantoids encounter in Kashuan, even that would have been insurmountable. Because back in Kashuan, we didn't have access to any axe apart from the mithril axe. And just to get through Kashuan would have needed me to grind a shit ton. Oh, boss music. 80 damage, 150 damage. Oh, this is not going well. 0 damage, 33 damage. Oh wait, I just remembered. I need to grind poison axes. Shit. Ding. 0 damage. 1000 damage. Oh man, okay. Green Dragon, for a change, 7 hits, 800 damage, holy crap. So once again we are faced with an enemy with an incredible amount of defense and who hits very hard. 1000! Here's right to physical attack center, 3 damage. Yeah, I just decided not to use Pierce and Pierce, Ivan, Shiba and Mia. My party is full of physical attackers. I just switch 1 or 2 of the mages during boss fights. So in that is when I'm reaping the benefits that the other party members also get experience. And I think they do get 50% of the experience in Golden Sun. Because I could see that they were also leveling up. Okay, how do we deal with the green dragon then? Well, we don't have to. It's a monster in a box and we don't even care about what's in the box. Do we need to deal with him? No, we don't. I'm sorry guys. What is the death count for the entire... Oh shit! Thanks for the reminder. Right now... Surprisingly, it's only 18. Surprisingly. So far, actually no, there is no way I've only died 18 times. I think I just haven't kept track as well as I should have. There have been a lot of savescums though. $18 times only conditions apply, mind you. So no, there is no way I only died 18 times. I'm quite sure I must have died at least 22 times. This stream itself, I died like how much? Is this the 4th death? Yeah, so it has to be 22 times. There we go. Counter is updated. I would say at least 22 times. But what? Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about. Is that I prefer to indeed. This is what I was talking about. That for half the game, for more than half the game, there was literally no challenge. The game just doesn't care whether you have evasion or not, because there are very few monsters with HP drain. Technically, that's not true, because I did Savescum past the Gigas encounters. I just immediately reset when I encountered slimes. Now that I think about it, slimes are probably the best grind spots for grinding strength, because each slime encounter will necessitate 16 rounds. They're just that difficult to kill. Oh, that gives me a great idea. But yeah, for half the game, there was literally no challenge. Ask Matt. It was basically hard game, by the way, for half the game, and now suddenly you have this huge spike. Did I not get a drop? Yeah, I came by the indeed. Should have got that emote earlier. Why the hell do I still have Mitralax? Alright, those are drop. Yeah, before I proceed onwards, I believe that's the last floor. Okay, Vampire Girls. Vampire Girls are, I would say, still manageable, because we can one-shot them. So all we need to do is we need to find whether we can survive. Problem is these bastard mantises are in the front row. They are kind of protecting them. Damn white knight mantises. Get out of the way. Can we one-shot them? No, we can't. Sadly, we can't one-shot them. Well, bots can. Oh yeah, only two guys have Venomax. That's why Zezat is not doing as much damage. I need to keep reminding myself that he does not. He has an axe disadvantage. The axe effect. Bots and Lena have the axe effect. I'm just going to liberally use high potions right now. So what we are doing right now is just grinding for a couple more Venomaxes. Actually, I don't even need two do I need two Venomaxes? One for Richard. No. Well, we'll see how fast I get the next Venomax. And depending on that, I'll decide whether I want to continue grinding for a Venomax. This is absolutely necessary grinding, because we don't get Venomaxes. In fact, this is going to be our last upgrade for majority of the party. Sadly. And that's why this is non-negotiable. All the other forms of grinding I'm trying to avoid. 10 hits! At least these guys don't have HP drain, because imagine how much HP 10 hits would have drained, huh? But still, we have enough defense that we don't really care. We don't really have to care about these punters. Look at that. They're hardly doing any damage whatsoever, especially compared with the amount of HP we have. So yeah, strategy against enemies that have HP drain attacks is to one-shot them. Survival is not really in my... Oh, there we go. 6 hits. Look at that. 6 hits. Keep that in mind. 3 hits. 3 hits. Okay, we are able to tank 3 hits. Five hits is, yeah. 5 hits is too much for Zezat, he just went to sleep. That is status on hit. 6 hits. Somehow Butts is able to withstand that status. He must have got a bump in magic defense. So now he's able to... Wow! I actually managed to kill this guy? Okay, must be the Venom axes. And must have got some crits as well. Okay, so I can actually jumping. Nice one. I also need to be mindful of how many high potions I have. Can't really grind forever. Okay, so it looks like we are somehow able to deal with a single wood golem encounter as well. So that's nice to know. Must admit, did not expect this. Did not expect this. Although I just barely made it, must admit. Yeah, this encounter is what I'm looking for. Look at the damage difference between Bugs and Zezat. $900 and $500. Come on, drop a Venomax, please. Damn it! Two wood golems! Nope, there is no way in hell. Like, no way in hell. But this is pretty interesting that my characters are managing to resist their sleep on touch hits, surprisingly. Look at that, they're getting 5 hits and Butts did not fall asleep. So I would say that sleep status was the entire reason I wiped to these guys before. Because right now it looks like we are able to handle this encounter. Oh my god, don't tell me I'm actually going to win this. Okay, Lena's gone to sleep, okay. Can't sleep when angry. Is that a thing though? Berserkers cannot fall asleep? I know they can't be confused, which obviously is not true in FF2. FF2 Zergs can be confused. Now, okay, they can be put to sleep. Alright, this is interesting. I'm quite sure that they must have gotten a magic defense level. 700 damage, holy shit, man! Looks like we got an answer, boys. All we wanted was a significant damage increase. What was I going to check? Save first of all. Okay, if I manage to take down a 2 wood golem encounter, we are good. We can deal with everything in this dungeon except for the vampire lady. Specifically vampire lady, not the vampire girls. We can deal with the vampire girls. Vampire girl is only sucking about 500 HP. We can easily out-damage that. Thankfully. Yeah, look at that. They got a magic defense level up. Not Zezat. So he is going to be put to sleep, but such a small thing. Well, it's not a small thing, but this just happened automatically. Okay, I guess it just happened automatically, so I can't really say much more about it, but the fact that we got that magic defense level means that we are able to resist that 5-hit sleep on touch physical attack. And one thing I failed to mention last time when I was talking about the mechanic is that it is it should be considered as a non-elemental spell, which is very important because when we are talking about actual magic rather than let's just call this spellblade because that is apt, isn't it? Essentially, enemies have spellblade when they have stuff like confuse on touch or sleep on touch, or more benign is these guys who have only poison on touch. Nobody cares about poison. It's like the enemies have a spellblade, and it's non-elemental spellblade, which is important because you cannot resist a spell if it's non-elemental. Fibros disagrees. Fibros poison. Well, FF2 poison. I thought I qualified that. Matt, please. So I didn't think I would be actually making this much progress already, but looks like we have enough magic defense to tank, at least to not be put to sleep by the wood golem. And just that small difference that we were able to resist being put to sleep has made such a huge difference. Even I am shocked. Even I am shocked. Because I was going to use the wood golem as an example of what we need to do, what we need to grind in order to be able to deal with that guy. But turns out we don't actually need to grind. Because of the amount of crap that I had to put up. And by crap, I mean the amount of magic spells that I've had cast on me. Everybody's magic defense levels have just skyrocketed. Remember that being targeted by magic spells is what gives you experience towards magic defense levels. And in terms of magic defense percentage, that is the stamina that we've been steadily increasing is what is contributing towards magic defense percentage, and magic defense level and percentage is what gives us effective magic evade. So 8-64, 8-65, 7-63. Let's look at everyone's stamina. Look at that, it's in their 60s. So stamina is not only useful for gaining HP, stamina determines how much HP they will gain every time they do get a HP up. But it also contributes towards magic defense percentage. Amoeba, I love this name. Holy shit, these guys can do some damage. I never noticed that. They're doing like 500 damage. 300. And that's on Lena, who has the best defensive equipment. Huh. I guess you learn something new every day. There's no Amoeba and T-Amoeba. Buds has raced ahead in terms of HP. I think what I'm gonna do is switch his equipment around. He has 71 defense and Zezat has 81 defense. Might as well switch. The diamond gloves. Why does he still not have more than 80 defense? I don't get this. With the same setup, Zezat has more than 80 defense. Oh, because he's wearing the diamond armor. Of course. Blackguard has like 3 less defense than. Okay, that's acceptable. That is acceptable. Still haven't got a poison axe. That's how rare it is. You know what? I'll try to get that encounter on the lower floors. It might be more frequent on the lower floors, surprisingly. Let's go back. I'm already tired of this guy. Oh, thank you. Please give me this encounter more and more. Once I've already given up, look, I'm gonna get 2 poison axes from this encounter. But then again, now that I've anticipated that I'm gonna get 2 poison axes, maybe I'm not gonna get anything. But now that I've anticipated that, maybe I am. We'll see how this goes. The weird ways in which my mind works. Poison axeception. Still can't one-shot these guys, but one shot is most important. Look at that. Bastards didn't drop a damn thing. It's like a 1 in 8 encounter. And then it's a rare drop. Like, come on, man. When I don't care about axes, I get a bunch of poison axes. It's the way the world works. Can one-shot these guys, but yeah. Speaking of one-shot, doesn't really matter too much if we can't one-shot enemies, as long as they aren't, doing a stupendous amount of damage to us, like those generals were doing, or those wood golems. Oh look! Oh, yeah. Thank you for this encounter. Maybe I'll hang around here. Come on, man, give me 2 poison axes. But it is worrying that I don't have enough DPS. And not having enough DPS is going to get me killed in the Vampire Lady encounter. But since I'm not willing to grind strength, it's what it's going to be. We just need to accept that that encounter is currently insurmountable. And oh, there we go. Thank you. Just 1, but I'll take that. And that's going to be the end of the grind. Yeah, I'm not gonna tolerate anymore. Okay, let's move ahead already. And what I mean by insurmountable encounter is that consider if this was the NES version. Every time I encounter the every time I encounter the Vampire Lady, it would be GG. I'd have to redo the dungeon. So without grinding, without a shit ton of grinding, in fact even with grinding, I don't see how that encounter would be possible. HP, oh shit, there is no way it's possible in the NES version because of limited inventory. I just completely forgot about that. Forget everything else. Because of that one reason, limited inventory, this entire challenge run becomes almost impossible. At least with all the restrictions. I think even I think the other restrictions are fine. As long as I get to use shields, it might be possible in the NES version. Is it though? That is worth considering. That is worth thinking about. But regardless, the way things stand right now, the way things are going here, it's pretty clear to note that these same strategies will not work in the NES version. Like somehow, through the power of Savescum, I have managed to get enough magic defense to be able to defeat the wood golem encounter even. But a substitute for that could have been grinding. I could have grinded for that much magic defense. It's a shame that we have never reached a point where I needed to grind magic defense, like absolutely needed to grind magic defense. I was fully expecting that this would be one such instance, but no. Not only is the wood golem encounter relatively uncommon, that I can go a long stretch without encountering a wood golem. So I don't think it's justified. I don't think grinding for a rare encounter is justified. What about the green dragon, you say? The green dragon is a monster in a box. So unless I actually encounter a situation where I literally can't make any progress without grinding, that is where I'm going to draw the line. Because no, I'm sorry. Grinding is just not something I'm willing to do. And there's a reason I'm playing this on the GBA instead of NES or PlayStation. Because this is how difficult the game can be. With a focus on can. One of the things I like about this game is there are no set ways to play this game, but as we can see, that does not mean that you can do whatever the hell you want. For example, a no unleash, no summon, random Jin challenge in Golden Sun. Can't do shit like that in FF2. Even with the amazing power of saves coming. I love the flare animation. Like normally I'd be very worried about the amount of damage that flare can do. Drain and flare, okay, this is good money. I think both of those sell for 8,000 bucks a piece. Dude, wood golem, oh, it's gonna hurt. Oh god, Buzz is almost dead. But I can take this encounter. That is the surprising part. Can I? I guess just like a slime encounter, I need to rely on crits. But with 8 and 9 hits, crits are not going to be too rare. And just as I say, he gets no crits at all. Look at that, we are getting crits on a pretty consistent basis. There we go. So we are, well, not comfortably, but we are able to take this encounter. That makes me happy. Almost out of high potions. Can I actually do this? Or should I go back? Well, we're almost at the end, so we'll see how it goes. No use saving up high potions here. We're going to be put into 3 consecutive fights without being allowed to heal in between. So I'm just going to use up all of my high potions and potions. Okay, everybody's healed up. Let's save and let's get right into it. Let's find out what's gonna happen. Farewell. Look at his stupid face. Oh, 2 Royal Guard encounters. How difficult is this? Bastards decided to target Richard, huh? Because you assholes know that you can't do more than double-digit damage to Butts, Lena, and Zazad. How hilarious would it be if I got a poison axe drop here? I'll take it. Let's see how you manage against this. Oh no, it's going to be an even more difficult encounter. Hello, Puzzled. How do you like your new intro? Let us see how you manage against this. And it's going to be 2 Royal Guards again. Emperor, I don't think your minions know exactly what you were thinking, but whatever. It's very much possible that the first encounter you get is more Royal Guards than this one, which would be pretty stupid. Come on, give me a poison axe. What? Okay, it wasn't debated. Blue Dragon OP, indeed. I should probably put the boss theme. Boss theme has an even better start. For tomorrow and the day after. So that's Thursday and Friday. That's cool. It's going to be another 7-hour stream on two days, isn't it? Oh god. I don't know how you manage it. Long morning streams, Kappa. Yeah, I already know what to expect. So, how far along are you in Blue Dragon? And you think you'll be able to complete both of them? Or both of them? You'll be able to complete the game in 2 days? Okay, this fight, I got preempted! Surprisingly, I got a preempted, but since we can deal with, what's his name, wood golems now, I don't see a problem here. Like, halfway. Like 0%. What do you mean like 0%? Ah, that wood golem didn't last long. So this fight, I don't expect a challenge now. Honestly, with our setup, the main challenge in this fight was that wood golem. But we have already managed to get through that, I suppose. No, well, I'll beat this game in 2 more streams. Okay. How long is it, man? I think you've already put like 50 hours into the game, including off-stream grinding. Why is he still not dead? This is the epitome of Final Fantasy II, okay? This was a boss fight, by the way. Oh, Matt, your next emote should be boss fight, by the way. That was a boss, by the way. I think you should probably consider some, what do you call it, sprites or something. Boss, by the way. This is the epitome of Final Fantasy II. Boss fights are piece of cake. It's the random encounters that kill you. And the GBA version, to be honest, you can just Savescum past random encounters. And I guess that's one thing that really makes the game easy. I think the original intention behind not being able to save in within a dungeon was just that you had to deal with random encounters. There were some of the random encounters you cannot run from at all. And unless you know the specific run mechanic in this game, run will almost always just fail. And it's more or less every game that isn't Pokemon. Not really. So you have Golden Sun where you can save anywhere. You have Breath of Fire which you can save anywhere. Well, actually, well, any game on portable platforms you can save anywhere actually. Also, the memes and random encounters are death. Really? I disagree. I disagree. I mean, all you have to do is look at Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy 3, the remake, for example. But I guess Final Fantasy series in general does like that theme. Random encounters, some of the random encounters can be more difficult than boss fights. But that is especially true in FF1 and FF2. Okay, first thing we need to do is stock up. Mustn't forget that. Have you seen Omega and Shinryu? What do you mean, have you seen Omega and Shinryu? So also just random side encounters in the final dungeon. You can't look at it that way. They are still considered bosses. It's not as if you can encounter them again and again after you've beaten them once. That's what you mean by a random encounter. And at least in the other Final Fantasies you can run away from them. Can't do that here. Because some encounters are designated unrunnable. That'll be FF1's War Mech. FF1's War Mech, yeah, absolutely. That's a super boss that you can encounter again and again. But FF1, I did include it in when I said it's one of those games where the random encounters are more likely to kill you than bosses. I have 459,000 bucks, so that's only going to get me how much? 9 elixirs? But at least I can buy that many elixirs. Let me sell off as much as I can. How much do I need for 100 elixirs? 5 million gil. Oh god. I'm not even a tenth of the way there. How many hours are in this file? About 16, I would say. Yeah, 15 hours so far. Actually, that's not too bad. I'm almost at end game in 15 hours. And this is a pretty highly restrictive challenge run. I guess that's the benefit of knowing how the game works. Sure. Now you have to make it to how I wish. I just need to figure out ways of playing the stock market here. Flame Armor 3. What? How do I have 3 flame up, whatever. I'm gonna keep hold of that, just in case. I summon Quadzerker, white robe. Oh, I should sell this crap. Gold Quadzerker, no. Oops. Just shopping. So I've managed to make like 100,000 bucks from that. I have 600,000 bucks. That only gives me 2 extra elixirs. Why do I care about elixirs? We shall see. So high potions, where are high potions? 99 high potions, 99 potions. Might as well buy as many elixirs as I can. I'll just try to avoid using them. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. I was like, what were they talking about 30? It was the price of a potion. I have a total of 15 elixirs now. The problem I'm facing is that now that we are at end game, 99 high potions are just not enough to get me through a dungeon. Although I've barely managed to make it the last 3 dungeons. But let's find out what the next what challenge the next dungeon has in store for us. But the first thing we need to prepare is we need to prepare Richard. He's going to leave us at the end of the dungeon, and I want to decide now itself what is it that I want to give him. Definitely, he has to have a shield for Scott to use. I won't equip the shield right away, but he needs to have the best shield available, and that is, I believe, well, the best shield available right now would be what would it be? Ice shield? Maybe? But the ice shield will not help Scott. I want a shield for Scott. Which shield would help him? I think it would be the diamond shield. But why would the diamond shield help him more than, say, the flame shield or the ice shield? Good question. I don't have the answer to that. But for now, I have the diamond shield and the flame shield, and I think I will go with the diamond shield. Maybe I will regret this decision when I actually go to Soul of Rebirth, but hey, that's just going to add to the fun of the challenge, I suppose. We'll see. So it's going to be the diamond shield. What about equipment? Should I pass on the same equipment? Scott does come with mithril armor. Mithril armor, I don't think it's going to be enough. What armor shall we give Scott? What armor can we buy right now? Gold shield, giant sam, golden armor, gold Quadzerker. The armor we can buy right now is much inferior to what we found and what we got from drops. So I think since I've got all the unique armor in my inventory right now anyway, I think what I'll do is I'll make a decision once we actually reach the point of no return. Like, do I want to... What armor do I want on Scott? That is a major life decision. I need to think about that. I need to think about that, but let's just proceed onwards while I think about it. Alright, for some stupid reason, Sid has left his airship back at Poft. So we need to make our way there. Journey should be pretty safe, even if we do get ambushed. So the key part of the last dungeon was to grind that extra venom, three venom axes, two extra venom axes. And as we have seen, the venom axes have contributed massively to my success. Barely success, if you can call it that. You know what? I might not even need to have sweets used for crops. That's nice. Doesn't help with your calorie consumption, but that is nice. I especially like those orange lozenges. I need more, but they work. Are they like medicated? We have a brand, I forgot the name of that brand, but we have medicated orange flavored lozenges, yeah. You just buy them. Lemon and honey ones, that's nice. Like they come in multiple flavors. Okay. There is a bug in the NES version here. Oh shit, I didn't mean to save on that. Never mind. Screw that. It's what's done is done. What happens is if I teleport out from this place. Remember that we landed the airship on top of Palamisia Castle. What happens if I teleport out? I can't teleport! Oh, we are so screwed. We are so screwed. You know what this means? If I run out of high potions, I can't teleport out. I have to do it all over again. Oh wow. Shit has hit the fan. Not that it hadn't before, but how do you convey that more shit has hit the fan now? Officially shit has hit the fan. I think we have finally reached that point in time where I will need to grind my way through this. The turbuckle. The turbuckle is That still doesn't convey the impact of not having teleport is. You remember how casually I was using teleport in the last dungeon? So yeah, the problem now is if I run out of resources, it's like It's like a soft lock, except I just lose progress. I have to lose progress in order to continue on with the game. That's like moving back in time to be able to move forward. That's the way it's gonna be. Holy crap. We are so screwed because of lack of teleport. But maybe I'm just unnecessarily panicking. Maybe I am. Oh god. So, our next category of golem, eh? Stone golem. Apparently we're doing decent amount of damage because of the frequency with which we are landing critical hits. But note how the bitch is in the back row. 1000 damage! Ouch! Please kill him. Thank you. I'm almost glad that the vampire girl has charm 6 in her script. Because imagine if all she did was physical attack, I would be taking so much more damage. And that 1000... Back in the day, vampire girls only did about 500 damage. Now they have upgraded to 1000 damage. And this is the HP drain mechanic at play. Just look at how many high potions I've had to sacrifice just because she sucked more HP. And that is just because I had more HP. Oh man, I'm just gonna cry if and when we reach a stage where I just have to rewind all of this progress. So here's what we're gonna do, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna disregard paths that leads to dead end and treasure. So this is hourglass. This could have been avoided. Okay, let's keep this in mind for next time, if there's gonna be a next time. So this could have been avoided. I could have avoided a couple of random encounters while not having to pick up that useless treasure chest, right? Look at this. At least the squishier enemy is in the front row this time. So I'm thankful for that. We are still not able to one-shot any of them. Oh my god, someone actually died to poison. Wow, I can't believe this. That was supremely lucky. 4 damage and he just died. The poison axe makes such a weird sound. Like boiling liquid or something. Is it just me or can you guys also hear it? I'm quite surprised that we are easily able to deal with the golem encounters. So far so good. The only thing, the only concern is at what point in the dungeon, if at all, will we run out of resources? Which is why I'm trying to grind money for elixirs. Because if nothing else, that gives us a separate inventory stack for healing items. This is one thing that... garlic! So, to be noted, this dead end is also worthless. Yeah, I was talking about FF5, FF4 rather. One thing that FF4 got absolutely spot on was allowing multiple stacks. I think that was a genius move. Because simply put, there is no way to avoid damage. I think even if you grind to the max level, you're going to take a shit ton of damage. That game is all about DPS races. Insofar as I can tell. And you need plenty of healing within a dungeon. Ether, I don't care about ethers either, so I don't need to. Next time I come here, I don't need to go to the bottom. Meanwhile, the rest of the enemies in this dungeon are doing 20 damage. Good going, guys. Oops, save. I think it also boils down to luck. How many of the difficult encounters I get versus the easy ones. But we'll put that under the Savescum bucket. I mean, you have this dude doing 1000 damage. I think at some point it'd just be better to Savescum past this encounter. Just reset. But that would kind of defeat the point of the challenge, wouldn't it? I'm down to 60 high potions. But I think we're making good progress. A buckler. Thank you, game. At least that wasn't out of the way. Buckler is the shield from the beginning of the game. And 2 generals! Oh god, this is easily the most dangerous encounter in this area. Remember how the 2 general encounter almost wrecked me? Shit, Butts is dead. Remember how the 2 general encounter almost wrecked me? As a monster in a box in the previous dungeon? It's a random encounter here. This is not going well. Not going well. Wow. Well, silver lining is this is my first wipe in this dungeon. I didn't even expect to make it this far. But turns out that I'm actually able to kill those guys. What are those guys? The stone golems. Screw you, buckler. At least we got a different encounter. This is what I was talking about, saves coming fast. So if this was the NES version, what do you think would have happened? We would have had to reload from the initial save. Not the initial save, the only save. And we would have had to repeat the dungeon all over again. So the only answer to having a consistent or a relatively safe strategy through this dungeon would have included having to deal with those generals, because they are not too frequent, but they are not infrequent either. So I think on any pass through this dungeon, you will run across him at least once. So it appears that it was more blind luck than anything else that got me the victory in the previous dungeon against those generals. Because there was no way in hell I was going to win this fight. Must be getting some pretty bad luck here. How the hell are you guys still asleep? Come on, Zazat! Oh god. Can you believe this? What is going on here? Why is this regression? Why this sudden regression? How are you falling asleep? Okay, let's pay attention to how many hits these Lamias are getting, huh? How come Lamias are suddenly tough encounters? By the way, 5,000 bucks from this encounter. Not bad. I have no clue how the hell I'm even getting preemptive strikes. So far getting lucky with the encounters. So without a ton of grinding, I'm having to Savescum my way through most of these dungeons. At least most of these late game dungeons. The last third of the game dungeons. Imperial Shadow. Okay, not bad. Doing a decent amount of damage to him. Curse 8, okay. I think this boss fight is not going to be as difficult as he could have been because his physical attack is much more dangerous than any of his spells, especially with our sky high magic defense. And it doesn't look like he has as much defense as that green dragon. Speaking of the... Oh shit! Butts was actually cursed? Oh god. Look at the effect of that curse. It halves attack. I believe it halves all of your stats. It halves all of your non-derived stats at least. But Butts' magic defense was not enough to make him guaranteed evade curse 7 or 8, whatever that was. But yeah, any enemy with not too high of a defense value and not too much offense either. Basically, any enemy we can survive against for a significant amount of time, we can deal with. It's those hard-hitting types that are really a problem. Hard-hitting, high defense types. For example, generals. Oh god, two of my guys are confused. This is not good. How did this happen? How did they not manage to evade that confusion? We'll need to check out how many hits those Devil's Blooms are getting. I was going to comment about it during the last dungeon, that it was quite surprising that Devil's Bloom physical attacks were not confusing my party members. No longer the case. Oh shit, I forgot to... Let's take a look at this now. 6 hits, I see! Wait, Yeah, we don't have enough magic defense. 6 hits means it's effectively a confused spell, which is at level 6. We don't seem to have enough magic defense to guarantee evade a level 6 spell. Look at that. Look at bugs. Oh god. And we are doing an insane amount of damage to ourselves. 5 hits seems to be fine. Poison damage removes confused or is just no. The way confusion is regarded as a temporary status ailment. It's not like FFI where you need to hit someone to remove their confuse. And the thing is, the game is heavily loaded in our favor. That there's every turn there's an 80% chance that confuse will go away automatically. That's another kind of bug. It was just a coincidence. Yeah. There's another kind of bug in the NES version where the percentages are reversed. So instead of a 80% chance to recover from a temporary status ailment, you have a 80% chance to not recover from a temporary status ailment. Those bastards. So imagine if you're confused, you are like pretty much gone. I'm down to a third of my high potions. Actually, I'm gonna revive that guy as well. Richard. Suddenly, Devil's Bloom have thrown up a challenge here that their physical attacks are confusing me, but just like a wood golem or earlier the cockatrice. Oh, nice! Reviving Richard already paid itself off. He took 1000 damage even though he only had 1 HP. At least that diverted one attack away from the rest of my party members. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use this. So 1 general encounter is manageable, it's the 2 general encounters that is. The double general encounter, that is just horrible. I didn't believe this was possible, but we're almost at the end of this dungeon as well. Fortunately, there's no boss at the end of the dungeon, but like who cares about a boss? Except if it's a green dragon. Speaking of the green dragon, So the problem there is, just like the initial problem we encountered when we first encountered the wood golem, is that he hits very, very hard. Just like this guy. Just like the general, the green dragon. And why I'm speaking about the green dragon is he was a monster in a box there, but later on, obviously, he's gonna become a random encounter. So I think it's a worthwhile prospect to actually think about how we would have to deal with those green dragons. Oh god, can you give me anything other than a general encounter? Thankfully I got a preemptive striker. I might be able to kill off 1 general before he does anything. Oh shit, no. Oh, please don't kill me. Okay, 1 general down. At least we are starting to have decent DPS for some reason. I don't know, everybody must have got a lot of strength boosts. By the way, dragon armor! Oh, that is one of the rarest drops. Benefit of the dragon arm is it resists fire, ice, and lightning, but nobody cares about that. I think the dragon armor is more defense than the diamond armor. Is it? Yes, it is. Only by 7 points. Well, something's better than nothing. It's not as if the general is not going to kill me regardless. Wow, I'm already out of high potions. Down to 5 high potions. Dude. I'm gonna have to tap into my repository of elixirs. And I'm not even getting any good encounters. Stone Golem falls under the same category as a general and the green dragon. Too much defense, too much physical defense, and too much offense as well. 7 hits for 700 damage. Remember, that guy has a dragon armor. He's doing 700 damage there. Nope, I don't see this happening. Ouch! Look at how well designed this encounter is. You have an absolute tank in front, whereas the lady from behind is just slowly sucking away your HP. And I'm out of high potions. Should I start using elixirs? Oh wow, look at this encounter. Squirrels. Actually, not too bad. No, it is too bad. Oh shit! 7 hits, 1 damage, instant death. Bastards! Oh wow. Oh wow. You thought stone touch was bad. You thought sleep touch was bad. You thought confuse on hit was bad. And then you are introduced to these assholes. Holy shit. Like compared to them, the captains are like nothing. Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with coils as well. But later on. Unfortunately, I got this rather rare encounter in this room. Because this is one of those trap rooms where you have a ridiculously high encounter rate. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to start using up my elixirs. Just no other option, because the alternative is to reload from a save state from the world map and lose all of this progress. I'd rather just grind 50,000 slowly later. How much do I have right now? I have only 64,000 bucks. I had 30,000 bucks when I started this dungeon, I believe. I think I had like 30,000 bucks, and I've only managed to make a further 30,000. Money is going to be such a big problem, man. Especially if I start using elixirs. I will need to come up with a strategy. I think I'll need to come up with a strategy to decide what is the HP threshold. How much HP loss justifies the use of an elixir versus multiple high potions? Of course, once I'm out of high potions, I have literally no choice. But I think it would be more efficient to make a decision that let's say someone has lost 2000 HP. Instead of using 5, 6 or 7 high potions to heal up that, just use an elixir. More efficient. Especially when someone dies and you have to revive them back with 1 HP. It's certainly a better way, much more efficient to just go ahead and use an elixir. Okay, Lamias, last time you were trolling me hard. 6 hits, okay, 6 hits, somehow managed to survive. So at this point, I think it's safe to say that anybody with 6 hits, whatever status on effect they have, maybe not 6 hits, but anybody with less than or equal to 5 hits of physical attack, doesn't really matter what status they come with, we'll be able to evade that. But Coals have 7 hits. That is the problem. And that is yet again a demonstration of why evade is important. You're effectively reducing the number of hits. And so you're effectively reducing the amount of magic defense you need to evade their instant death. May I point out once again, it's instant death. Can it get any worse? The problem with instant death over something like petrification is that it just completely wipes away all of your HP. Just equip ribbons. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier on. The status effect on hit is essentially considered as a non-elemental magic spell. So ribbons are not going to help against dodging that status effect, unfortunately, including instant death. That works both ways though. So let's say I had a sword like the one you get in FF4. What is that sword that inflicts death called? Oh man, I'm in such a Golden Sun mindset these days that I've forgotten everything about all other RPGs. I'm like thinking, oh, the weapon that procs instant death, it's called the Assassin's Blade. No, it's not called the Assassin's Blade. It's called something else in FF4. Deathbringer, I believe. In the PSP version, it's called Deathbringer. In the translation, Deathbringer. Oh, weird. What? Like in the official translation, yeah, it's called the Deathbringer, but what's it called in the SNES version? I forgot. It's called something really cool. Sunblade. Forgot what it's called. Ah, look at this. Look at this encounter. 4 hits. Okay, 4 hits is manageable. We need to pay close attention to how many hits those corals get. 6 hits! Is it dead? No. So Butts is able to survive a 6-hit attack. Specifically the status effect from that 6-hit attack. How come you guys are not able to dodge that charm? I'm surprised. 5 hits? Okay. So we are able to survive 5 hits, we're able to kind of survive 6 hits. But look for the 7-hit coral, okay? Oh, come on. I got 1 paralyzed guy because of the blaster, I've got 1 confused woman. 4 hits. 4 hits is fine. 2 hits. These corals are literally pussies. It's the confusion that is killing me. Six hits, this might kill him. 8 hits from the Lamia, keep that in mind. 7 hits, that's gonna kill him. Yup, 7 hits from that coral, and Zizat was not able to dodge that. So rip. 7 hits there, and Butts is dead. Lena's paradise. 7 hits there again, and not Maria. Lena somehow survives. I must have got a lucky roll for magic defense there. Eight hits, put to sleep again. 7 hits, that should kill her. Yep. Point to be noted, the astute observer would have noticed how suddenly the corals started getting more and more hits. What other emotes do I need? For what? So yeah, let's not take this encounter for now because we have literally no healing. But keep that encounter in mind. Why? Because just like the green dragon, that is going to become a random encounter later on. Not looking forward to it. Oh god, Devil's Bloom trolling me again. Oh no, not this guy. It's come to a stage where I'm almost hoping that I die to this encounter so that I can just reload. In fact, you know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. If I run out of elixirs as well, I'm just gonna save and reload. I'm not gonna do this entire dungeon all over again. Hell no. That goes against all of my principles. So far, I have to say, this has exceeded my expectations. I honestly thought I wouldn't be able to take that golem encounter. And I'm fully prepared to use all of my elixirs in order to see this dungeon through, because after this is the final dungeon. Not the final dungeon, but it's the final dungeon, and the final dungeon is going to be such a spike in difficulty. I'm more than happy to grind as much as required for that, because it's going to continue the same pattern where I'm going to keep finding more and more random encounters which I just am not able to deal with. Thankfully, I can teleport out from the final dungeon. So I think we're going to make an entire stream of that. Considering whether I do need to grind or not. I like how Richard's body is already dead, lying on the floor by the time these guys make it to fight the enemy, whoever appeared. Oh my god, 4 hits for 1000 damage. Imagine what's gonna happen once I get quad 9 HP. These things will be draining 4000 HP. Please let me go. I'm begging you. I don't know if this was a conscious decision on the designer's part, or it just worked out this way. But those incredibly difficult encounters are quite rare. Quite rare. Just like the wood golem encounter in the Cyclone dungeon, I actually expected a lot more generals, even double general encounters. Surprisingly, I've only wiped to one encounter, haven't I? And the monster in a box, of course. That monster in a box was just, well, it looked like I would be able to manage 6 squirrels and a Lamia queen, but turns out not to be the case. That kind of scares me for later on in the game. Come on, guys, you should be able to one-shot Lamias at least. But they do have 1000 HP. Lack of DPS is worrying. I feel like if I was able to compete in terms of damage with those encounters, what shall we designate them as? Let's just designate those encounters I was talking about as DPS race. Yeah, exactly this encounter. If this guy can do 800 damage to me, I should be able to do an equivalent amount of damage to him. That is the only way I see myself surviving this encounter. Oh god, look at this. Can we actually make it out? Thank you. Wow. Maybe I should start having a counter of how many encounters I've just made it out through the skin of my teeth. Holy shit, man. And Butts is the first one in the 4K club. Congratulations. You're gonna be sucked off for even more HP now. At least there are no vampire ladies here. It's just vampire girls who only have a 4-hit attack. 4-hit attack which is going to do over 1000 damage to Butts. Just calculate it. Each hit takes 1/16 of your max HP in terms of damage, in addition to whatever regular damage they're doing. So 4 hits is a quarter of your HP. Which is unbelievable, dude. Yeah, there's another encounter we need to classify under DPS race. We need to win this DPS race, and that is by grinding strength. Because we are pretty much maxed out on axes, the strength of our axes. These are the best axes that we can get. There's one axe, but there's only one axe that is superior. But yeah, it's a unique weapon, sadly. So only one of our guys is going to get it. The others will have to rely on brute strength. And if I'm going to grind strength for one of them, might as well grind strength for everyone. doesn't really make sense. I think it's going to take the same amount of time. And as I found out, as I tried, as I thought about earlier, I think the best way to grind strength is to go up against a bunch of slimes, and the most frequent slime encounters we can find in the tropical island cave. Just need to make sure that we don't crit too often, which seems to be happening, sadly. So those slimes probably won't put up much of a fight. But I have other ways, which I shall discuss. What we need to make sure is drag the battle. Select the somehow manipulate the battle in such a way that we are selecting the fight command 16 times. 16 times will give us a guaranteed strength level. So maybe 20 or 30 battles like that. Come on, Zezat! Come on, buds. What is up with you people? Getting turned into frogs like this? Well, I guess this is one way where I can drag the battle on for 16 turns, huh? Everybody's going to get a strength level? Not a level. Strength point? What the fuck is going on here? It's not as if these guys are dangerous either. These guys just keep spamming spells. I don't think they have any dangerous spells either. Yeah, sure. Toad. Oh, shit. Toad is dangerous. Toad is actually dangerous. If Lena gets turned into a Toad now, it's game over. Does she have resistance to Toad, I wonder? Come on, Lena. Stun 16. Yeah, these guys have level 16 single target spells. No way we can avoid it. Just don't have enough magic defense. Are not expected to have enough magic defense either. At least they don't have something annoying like Confuse. But in conjunction with more dangerous monsters, their stun 16 would have been pretty bad. Primarily the Coveralls. Why the Coral Lamia Queen fight is so dangerous is because of the combination attacks. In fact, even the Lamia Queen is not terribly important. Do I have maintenance kisses? I do, thank God. Preparation helps out there. The reason the Coral fight is so dangerous is even if you somehow had a lot of evasion, they'll paralyze you, and for some reason, well, I guess it's logical. Paralysis completely reduces your evasion to 1. Actually, that's not entirely true, but let's just assume it is, okay? When you're paralyzed, you have no evade, and that was the reason that those Corals were able to land 7 hits. Well, in this challenge round, we have no evasion anyway. But that is something to keep in mind. When you're paralyzed, you have 0 evade, and that allows the enemy to pretty much get free hits on you. And since we don't have enough magic defense to be able to evade a 7-hit magic spell, the Coral encounter becomes pretty much one of the most dangerous encounters in the game. And I actually saw that in the NES version. I actually saw that. It was absolutely hilarious. Almost at the end. Make it! What? What the hell is a death flower doing here? I suppose this is the troll encounter in this dungeon because of how easy it is. Yeah, more death flowers. That's fine. Thank you very much. Almost done with the dungeon. I chose to ignore the treasure chest towards the right because I don't want to have to spend more elixirs. Okay, this is where Richard comes in. It's down. So Richard is basically going to be our proxy for Scott. Let's give him the diamond shield as discussed. And I'm strongly considering the defender. The main property of the defender. I want to go into turning into is F15 good. I was actually going to make that joke. I forgot about it. I was going to say your boss fights are comparable to my every single mission during my tactics playthrough. I still beat you though, very comfortably. I mean, I think my PB is how much? 2 streams for 1 mission? To be fair, that was a first playthrough, so you gotta give me the benefit of the doubt. Here I was considering the defender, because the defender is not only a very powerful sword. Remember, Scott only comes with a mithril sword. So I've got a bunch of options here. Should I give him the status blades? Blood sword. No, not the blood sword. Definitely don't want to give him the blood sword. How about the sleep blade or the ancient sword versus the defender? Defender is a powerful sword that Scott can immediately use and get evasion benefits as well. Probably the evasion benefits are the ones that are key. No, evasion benefits not too important. This is a conundrum. Diamond shield and ancient sword? Would the ancient sword be any use? I think I will give him the blood sword because I just thought of something which hopefully I will point out during Soul of Rebirth. I just thought of something. I don't think Scott's gonna have enough healing, so the only healing he'll be able to do is with the blood sword. Let's go with that. Golden Hairpin resistant to lightning. Don't really care about that. I'll give him the Giant's Helm, I guess. As far as body armor is concerned, we'll have to go with White Robe, wouldn't I? Seeing as how we're not going to have any status protection, I will literally be a sitting duck to the Chaos Rider encounter. So I think White Robe makes sense. All status protection. And as far as gloves are concerned, I don't really have options, so it's going to be Giant's gloves. Okay. Let's hope I am not making a very big mistake. Gilgi! Oh shit! I forgot. I should play Gilgamesh's music right now. Oh no! It's X-Death! And he's going to send us all to the void! Welp, F. Richard. In other news, Palamecia's real estate value just shot up like 10 times. Suddenly, Castle. Pandemonium. What happened? You're Gilgamesh! Explain yourselves. Let Gilgi join us, please. Yes, yes. And we get Gilgamesh. Thankfully, he comes with his own Venom axe and a full set of diamond equipment. So that is much appreciated. What I'm going to do is redistribute the diamond equipment. Because as usual, the fourth party member comes with suboptimal evade. So he's constantly going to be taking a dirt nap. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So Zezet has a defense of 80, Lena 82, and Butts 92. That's because Butts has the highest HP and Zezet has the lowest HP. HP has stopped making any sense whatsoever. Somehow managed to make it out of there using just 3 elixirs, although I did miss a couple of treasure chests, but I know for a fact that those are useless. First thing to do, stock up. How much money do I have? I have 138,000 bucks. Okay. Must have made a whole bunch of cash in the final 2 floors. Nighttime potions, nighttime high potions. I can only buy 2 elixirs now. We need to make some cash. We need to find a way to make some cash. We need to grind for strength. We don't need to, but we'll see how difficult things are. How much of a spike in difficulty the final dungeon is over the rest of the game, including the dungeon that we just went through. Holy crap. But this is fun. This is fun. I'm just glad that I managed to, by hook or by crook, more by hook. Because remember, we still have all of the original restrictions in play, which is something I'm really proud of. 13 elixirs. Ideally, I would like 99, but I'll take as many as I can get. But as I mentioned, the critical part is that we can actually teleport out from the final dungeon. Healing staff. I think it is safe to say that I should sell the healing staff. Since no, it's not. If I was up against undead, the healing staff would actually be a decent weapon. So I'm not going to sell the healing staff just in case at some point in time I decide to remove the restriction of just using axes. Power West, no. Anything that is less defensive than what we have right now has to go. 2 black garbs, how? It is worth noting that the black garbs are actually comparable to diamond armor. But I'll keep them around. If for nothing but the novelty value. Alright, we have stocked up. What else? What other preparations do we need? We've got venom axes on everyone, poison axes on everyone. Why am I calling this venom axe? I think that's another callback to FF5. Yeah, Gilgi is left-handed, although it doesn't really matter in this remake whether you put it on the right hand or the left hand. Everybody's ambidextrous. I've sold off all of my crap and made how much money? Okay, now I can afford 3 elixirs. Oh man, I need a way to make 50,000 bucks fast. Ideally, at the same time, being able to grind strength as well. Alright, that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully, next stream I will be able to complete the final dungeon. I mean, it's going to be horribly difficult. Actually, I'm considering just... Nah. We'll start with the final dungeon tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. As always, you guys have a good day and take it easy.